Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Brick Stop and Brick Monarch. Let's talk about Lego. That's kind of what we're calling it these days. So, if you hadn't noticed, where we cover different Lego topics and themes that have occurred over pretty much all of Lego's history, and we're making it happen. Sorry for not letting you guys know we were doing one tonight. We're just jumping on here and making it happen, though. So let me get him on here, and we'll start up. Thank you guys for showing up. Hello. Hey. How it going? We're doing all right, man. Doing good. Thanks for jumping on here with me. So tonight, we're talking about another castle theme, one that followed pretty quickly on the heels of the fantasy era, which we covered last week, and it was called Kingdoms.
The Good Kingdoms.
The good kingdoms. Well, no, it's not the Knight's Kingdom. This is just kingdoms.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Fantastic, actually, theme. The more I looked into it, it's been a while since I was digging around in kingdoms and doing a little research for tonight. It's a solid castle theme.
Yeah, I've got multiples of a lot of these sets.
Yeah. It makes sense. They really did a lot of stuff correct when they rolled out with Kingdoms. So
I agree.
Hey guys, 100%. Thanks for joining. Thank you for jumping on here with us. Good to see you tonight. So let's start out with the release year was 2010, and it ran till about 2012. A lot of people, at least online, consider it to be a sequel to the fantasy era, though there's really only one set that mirrors what was going on in the fantasy era, in my opinion. I think it was closer to the original castle themes with the Crusaders and Black Knights. I think it has more going for it in that genre than fantasy era.
Yeah, so, I agree. I agree with that. It's got a lot of fun stuff. You know, we got the dragons, we got the lions. You got some more peasants, which was a great addition. And then that big, giant, phenomenal set, the Kingdoms Joust.
Yeah, so I was going to say, Kingdoms had two distinct factions, like the old school original castle sets. Kind of almost a direct rehash of at least Crusaders. And then sort of a Black Knights remake, but they really went different with the colors on that. So I can't say 100% that it's a Black Knights remake. It's kind of its own faction, it seems like.
Yeah. The colors aren't even the same.
The colors are not, but they are a dragon faction with no actual dragons. Well, sort of.
Well, there's a baby dragon.
I was going to say, I was going to bring that up later about the baby dragon, because that's a cool little piece. But for the most part, there's no actual dragons in the set.
Yeah, I really like that. I really like that little wizard that came out. I was trying to see whether it was actually a polybag or not, but I think it actually came in a box. It was one of the little tiny mini boxes.
The green wizard guy?
Yeah, the green wizard. He has there's a little placard, book thing open kind of thing. Yeah. It's like the revision of Megistos, which is kind of cool. Yeah. And now that I'm thinking about it and looking at it, I'm like, I've totally skipped over this whole dragon faction in my shields and decals.
Yeah. Well, it's a weird. Personally, it's not my favorite color scheme.
It's not my favorite either, but the dragon was kind of cool on the shield.
I like the design of the dragon itself. Yeah, it's pretty all right, but for some reason, is it like a light yellow and green? Doesn't really do it for me.
It's like a gold and a cream color.
A little background.
It is a little funny. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm happy they had another dragon faction. I think it's cool. So
okay, here's one thing that I absolutely just want to shoot someone in the face for is these little unicorn things that they're putting on these horse barding, the horse helmet. They all have unicorn horns on them.
Dude, it's like maybe they were battle steeds. They were trained for battle to skewer people in battle.
No, dude, they look like unicorns.
They'd probably break their necks actually if they tried that. Yeah. It's weird. That would have fit really well in Fantasy Era because it kind of gave you almost like, oh, fantasy armor, or at least maybe their rendition of what a unicorn might look like with armor on. That I see that working really well in Fantasy Era, which is...
I don't want any unicorns anywhere near my castle stuff.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. Like, unicorns and castle go hand in glove, man. And you're a Disney fan, so you should know this.
I know, but is there really? There's no unicorns, is there?
I don't know. Who did... It wasn't Disney, was it? Who did The Last Unicorn? Was that... No. Who was that?
No. And for the record, I like the classic Disney stuff.
I'm pretty sure there's okay, someone in the comments help me out. Is there no unicorns in Disney? Because now I look stupid. I could have sworn there's a unicorn in one of the Disney movies.
Yeah, Crystal. Of course there are unicorns.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's see. Here's the thing. If it's a fantasy era or a fantasy theme, if there's dragons, then I'm fine with unicorns, centaurs, anything you want to throw in it is fantasy. Don't care. But if you're doing it, I agree with your peeve of them being in this style of castle set.
Yeah, it doesn't fit.
I'm on board with you there.
I'm not opposed to it entirely, but this does. I mean, they put it on both factions.
Yeah,
they all had horns.
It's a little funny. It's a little funky. Like, why is there horns on our arms?
I would have appreciated something more along the lines of like the dragon plume. Something new like that versus like the unicorn.
Yeah. Ooh, man. Dragon plumes would have been really sick. I will give this theme credit, though, for the amount of new stuff and prints and things that they did pack into it.
How cool would it have been to have a lion plume like that?
Ooh, yeah. So replace the unicorn horn with a lion plume and you almost have a perfect theme.
Right.
We got a hi from somebody. We got... the Lego Den asking why you have so many one-off sets releases. I believe you're talking about Kingdoms, why they had so many one-set releases, because there's like a couple of them in there. Or are you talking about what's back here? I'm not sure. Spinoza Brick says, finally made it. Thank you so much for joining. We're really glad you're here. You guys have any of these sets built or any minifigs you can show? Never seen this theme before. Dang it. I don't. Do you?
I don't know. No. I have all of them.
It's
I just put all my minifigs back up here in the box. But I can grab them. I can grab them and at least show. Actually, the minifigs aren't even the ordeal. It's more of the shields that are the issue. The minifigs and the print on them are pretty good.
Yeah.
It's the
almost all the minifigs on this whole series, both sides, factions, and all the peasants came in.
Yeah, like this nice. This shield here is really good. Okay.
Yeah.
But the other one, they're right here. Here, I'll get one out real quick.
Are these the dragon ones?
Yeah, the dragon ones.
Yeah.
They're like gold. It's like a gold and cream color.
What's interesting about it's almost orange.
Yeah,
it's
kind of funny
in the camera.
And then most of the minifigs are like dark green, and they got like chainmail and various metals and whatnot.
Honestly, the minifigs on the opposing faction, the dragon faction, look almost like a hybrid of Dark Foresters. Like. They're pretty nice. They got some collars and like some belts and stuff.
They got, like I said, the minifigs aren't the issue. It's the dragon. The shield is kind of weak. I don't like those colors. I mean, and they do incorporate those colors, but it's like a reverse. So like the shields have more of the gold and the cream.
Yeah.
And then the green dragon, and then the minifigs are more dark green with accents of the metal and the gold and the cream.
Yeah. No, I mean...
Kind of back and forth.
I would say, besides your pet peeve on the unicorn horns, the shield design is probably the weakest part of the whole series. And then maybe their main fort is a little funky looking. Like it's got its own thing going. The bad guy's castle, not the good guy, not the Crusade or the Lion Castle. Lion Castle's solid. The bad guys is like a tower. It's like a little weird looking tower.
Well, it's not. This one's not little. Now the what was it? Castle that released in 2014 with the blue lions.
Yeah,
they were fighting against some dragons.
Yeah,
and it was the red and black, and their castle thing was weak. This one was the bigger one of the two.
It is actually. It's stacked high as opposed to like a larger, like spread out castle.
Yeah, it is.
So I should have. I have the boxes. They're way up in the attic. I should have brought a couple down. This is like the one I was like, I'm always bringing boxes on. I don't know if people want to see. Yeah, okay. We'll make sure to have.
I'm pretty sure I bought this one at a Lego show that I went to, and I have the box for this one.
Nice. Yeah, I have the boxes for almost all of them because I actually was kind of buying it as it came out into the store. I am missing a couple sets from this theme. One of them is one of the most important and key sets that I'm missing in this theme, but everything else I was able to get my hands on. And I have all the boxes. I'm sorry I didn't bring them down. I will make sure to do that next time we do a live stream. We got Lady Bricks. Of course, there are unicorns, and there is probably, but I can't think of any. So this was going back to the unicorn. Sophia the First Unicorn, new Disney. And then I need more dragon plumes. Bricker Parker. Yeah, you do, man. More dragon plumes all day long. We need a new faction with new dragon plumes.
I know, man. These those things are kind of crazy, man.
Yeah,
I have one of these. I have one of the Holy Grails.
Oh, you got one of the white ones?
Still in the wheel.
Woo, buddy! I have one broken out. I might have two broken out, but I don't got no one in the wheel. That's insane, dude.
Do you know how much I paid for this?
I don't want to know, bro.
$40.
No.
I bought two of them.
That sounds like the going rate. Hard to get a hold of those, man.
Yeah.
And now since you bought two of them, they're $100 a piece. Good job.
Yeah, because he was the only one in the United States that had them, and he only had two.
Nice.
That was 2 years ago.
That's a good find, man. Yeah, I'm sure they're harder to find and more expensive even now.
Like I said, the white plume dragon knight from the Dungeon Master's Castle is the most expensive Lego knight ever because of the plume.
That's crazy. True North Brick says the metal accents were great on the minifigures. Yeah, they were fantastic. Retro Brick says likes the lion one at least.
Yeah, the lion one looks good.
Night. Mustache Brandon, hey, welcome, man. I like the way the Green Dragon Knight looks. The knights look, so yeah, all of them look great. And if you're gonna pick apart stuff, yeah, maybe the shield isn't your favorite shield in Lego, but like all in all, you look at this whole theme and everything that was presented, it's very nice. It's very solid. The new mold for the Great Helm looks amazing, and it's like great on all of the like Dragon Knights and the Lion Knights.
Yeah,
they got some good stuff going for this theme for sure. I've got two Black Knights castles, but both of the plumes have been taken out of the circles. Hey, man, I mean, they're still worth a good chunk, so you're sitting on some gold, man. Retro Brick said that. Yeah, so let's talk about. So yeah, I mean, things that they did that both factions got a generous dose of. They both had their battle packs, of course, which was a nice. To see coming off the heels of the fantasy era battle packs we got.
Yeah, I mean those battle packs were great, man. I mean, especially if you were purchasing them when they were first released. I mean, you go to Walmart and get like 5 or 6 of them.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think they were what, $12 or $14 a pop or something.
Yeah, I want to say they were like $12.99. Let's see, $14.99.
Okay, so yeah, well, you get 5 knights.
Yeah.
Right? 5 knights fully armed.
Shields, weapons,
action, all of it.
Full attire.
Yep. They both have, I noticed, because sometimes one faction will be missing the elongated, like, ovoid shield, and then some won't, but both factions got the kite-type triangular shield and the longer one.
Yeah.
And both got prints on those, which is really, really nice to have for both factions. Bardings, we had 4 different prints of Bardings in Kingdoms.
I know.
That's wild. That's insane.
It's fantastic, is what it is.
Fantastic, it is. Both factions actually did get a wizard, but you could only get one of the wizards on the Advent calendar. The blue one, I believe. I could be wrong. Am I wrong about that?
I think you are. That was the fantasy.
I mean, there is a blue wizard in Kingdoms because he's a classic blue, not the light blue. Or sand blue.
Check, yeah. Was this? I can't remember. This was not the. Did they have they had a chess set for this, right? Wasn't there a chess set for Kingdoms?
I was going to bring that up because the chess set is the only set you could get the Dragon Queen on.
Yeah, and it was the smaller one.
Yeah, nothing like the fantasy 2,000 something piece chess set. This is a smaller board with a little molded castle thing.
I have that one. I have that one with these minifigs. I bought it.
Okay,
I have the other one too, but it was the one that came in the big book box.
Yeah. No, this was a much smaller one, but it was still packed with figs. That's what most people would call the ultimate battle pack because it had full chess pieces. Almost every single one was an actual figure.
Yeah. Hey, ABC Builds, how are you? I saw him down at the Brick Show in Alabama.
Oh, nice! That's awesome. I think is he out of Oregon?
I don't know where he's from.
I don't
know why he would have went to Alabama.
I don't know, because he's a brick vendor. I don't know. Anyway, I thought he was out this area, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Brick Stop. What's that water set behind you? I can't remember the theme. Oh, this one. No, where'd it go? This one? No, you can't see that one really. This one's an Aqua Zone.
Yeah.
That's Aqua Zone. Is that the one? Must be. Or is it this pirate ship one with water on it? That's the Armada flagship from 1998 maybe?
Something like that.
Anyway, I think those are the only water-based ones that are back here. So, yeah, those are a lot of fun. Let's see. That was
he is out of Oregon.
Yeah. Well, because I've talked to him before. I've talked to him before. So he cruised all the way over to Alabama.
That's a long way, man.
Well, he met you, so I mean, there's the wonderful folks he was talking about.
Yeah.
Nice. What do we got? We got a comment about the actual Kingdoms, which is what we're supposed to be talking about.
I know. We always get sidetracked because there's so many things.
Kingdoms. Quericus. I always screw it up. He's even spelled it out for me once in a message, and I always screw it up. Kingdoms. Well, I'll let you say. You never say them, so I'm here looking like an idiot. I see your plans. You just make me say all the names, so you look smarter than I do. And you have glasses, so you're automatically smarter because you got glasses on. Kingdoms was one of the biggest castle revivals, but lacked originality in terms of new pieces and figs, in my opinion. I will say it lacked originality in theme, like factions, and some design. I don't think it lacked originality in prints and parts because they actually did come out with quite a few new things for Castle, which I kind of appreciate. But maybe we can talk more about that.
Jason appreciates the unicorns.
So yeah, you got the unicorn horn and all of the horse face armor is a new mold. You got the great helm, which was insane for Castle. I mean, that's as important to me almost if you're talking about all Castle Lego as maybe the Dragon Masters mold. Not as cool, but as unique in the sense that they had never done a helmet like that before. So we got the great helm, or whatever you want to call it, the Crusader looking helm.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge.
You know, the one, since we're talking about that, the helmet with the little dish around it?
Yeah.
I hate those with a passion.
Yeah, they're kind of historically accurate, though.
I know, but you look like I know, but when you see pictures of people wearing them, they look like idiots. They look like a clown. And I don't use them on any of my minifigs. I don't know if you've ever really looked at my Instagram. You will not see one of those anywhere.
I don't think I've got any on mine either. I So you're gonna love the fact that they came out on Knight's Kingdom, because you hate Knight's Kingdom. I'm taking this off. I was cold. I'm a little warmer now.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm warming up now that you're bringing up these helmets.
You know what, Jason? I gotta point this out. Right now, you just took off your hat, and the only thing you're missing is those little tiny horns, and you'd look just like the CMF fawn guy.
Nice.
Like just like him. Yeah, just like him. Who
Mr.
else?
Tumnus. Mr. Tumnus from Narnia. I could be Mr. Tumnus's brother, the cooler one.
Oh,
the one that didn't get turned to stone. Wait, did he get turned to stone? I think he did.
The one that likes unicorns.
There are unicorns in Narnia, so what do you do? I wouldn't even have to like them to just have been around them at that point. ABC Build says, yeah, you go ahead. Let me know in the comments if you think I look like a fawn. Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime.
ABC Build says it was worth the trip coming to Alabama. Curios, whatever. I'm just butchering it now. True. Forgot about the Great Helm. So he agrees with me about the Great Helm. He would also know what historical faction the large brim hats may have gone with in history, what they're based on, because he's a bit of a castle history buff guy. So if he wants to drop that in the comments, we appreciate knowing. I'm guessing it's French archers.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was French. I think it was English.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I could
Dang
be
it.
wrong.
Why are those English people wearing miners' helmets around on the battlefield? That's what they look like. They just need one of those little candles on them or like lights on the front.
They look a little strange. They do look a little strange.
Fun times. They did feature those in Kingdoms, didn't they?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think they were actually fairly heavily featured, at least in one of the factions. I
don't like, if we're looking at this faction here, we've got the classic helmet, with the the split and the nose guard, right? Yep. And there's certain minifigs that come on them on both sides, and then you've got other minifigs that come with, that brim hat. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Versus
you just don't like them. You just don't like them.
I just don't like the way they look.
Sure. And that they're mixed up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would put them pretty low on my list of favorite castle helmets if I had a list going, which I don't, but if I did, they wouldn't be that high up there.
I mean, I've seen other people like on Instagram build like armies, and they've all got these helmets on, and I'm like, I just want to like puke on it.
They might have been cheap at one point. I know they're not really available from Lego right now, but they may have been
because they're ugly.
Well, and they were plentiful, is what I'm thinking. Because
probably, there was a lot. There was a lot of them.
I think there were a lot on a couple of cheap sets during Kingdoms, and possibly, I don't know if they showed up in the final Castle series that came out a couple of years after Kingdoms, but they might have. And if that's the case, then they'll be plentiful all over Bricklink and everywhere. So probably that's why a lot of people get a hold of them. But they're definitely not my favorite helmet. I'll agree with you there.
Do you want to run down some of these sets?
Yeah. So, I mean, 17 sets, which is a pretty sweeping, allotment of Lego sets for Castle. Really nice to see that many. And yeah, I mean, why don't we start out with the Kingdom's Joust, which is, I was curious to ask if it was the biggest Lego set for Castle ever made up until that point. You know how many parts it has?
Yeah, let's see here.
I think it
1575.
Oh, so Medieval Marketplace beats it at 1601.
Yeah.
So Medieval Marketplace, that was something we could have brought up last time about Fantasy Era. That's the biggest Castle set up until this point. Ever. Of all time. I'm pretty sure. Far. Yeah.
How many was in the blacksmith shop? I can't remember.
Now, the new one?
Yeah. Isn't that a lot?
It's like
3,000 something, right?
It's at least like high 2,000, like
2,600, something like that.
Yeah, I'd have to pull the box out, but I don't have it down here with me. But yeah, that I think now is the biggest Castle set if you want to loop it into Castle. But
Okay, so yeah, the Kingdom's Joust,
Yes, yeah.
1,575 pieces. What a fantastic set.
I mean, it's the direct sequel, in my opinion, to the Fantasy Era because it has the building next to it that's the same color as one of the buildings in the medieval marketplace.
Yeah.
And so, like, those two, it's like a kind of a callback to the era before. And it's like we're mixing a little bit into the side here where you can tuck your little medieval village up, and then we go into the kingdom's world.
Yeah, I did a couple of photos on my Instagram back a little ways where I included the two buildings from the medieval marketplace in this building, to where they were sitting like right behind it. So it builds a whole scene if you've got both of them.
Cool. So it really works well. I don't know.
Yeah, they fit well together.
Okay, because I can't remember if I ever set them up together or not, if I had them built at the same time. But that archway is a perfect like village entrance, or it could be used for all kinds of things. I mean, you could probably even incorporate it into a castle if you wanted to. But yeah, and then if you had the medieval village from the previous era, talk about a great mix-up, like you just said. And then
it is.
Of course, we can talk about this in just a sec, but the Mill Village Raid, you add those three together, you've got like the most incredible non-faction, for the most part, related series of Lego Castle stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. It makes a really nice combo.
Yeah, I agree. Talk about like some exclusive stuff on the Joust, the nobleman figure with that little money pouch and the like laced collar.
Yes.
What a cool figure.
I think that he would probably be like a baron.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he shows up at all again, except for maybe the advent calendar. But I'm not even sure if he's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of them came in the advent calendar.
I think it was the other one with like a kind of a variant of the king's torso. I don't think it was that baron, like peasant, or the bear, like the nobleman's guy.
Yeah, I can't be 100%, but
I'm almost.
I have that calendar, advent calendar, and I have this, and then I have obviously the rest of this. I have all these in this run of castle stuff.
Sweet.
But I can't remember. It's been a while since I've actually touched them.
Yeah. I mean, I forgot that nobleman was on there until I was looking at it today, and I was like, dude, that's one of the most solid, like, non-really faction-related prints I've seen. I mean, I think I don't remember if there was a lion like brooch on it.
I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure it's the same lion.
So he's still.
That's clearly what I'm saying. Like with the king, that's either the king's son, or it's a baron that also
is on
representing the king.
Right.
I mean, to be a lord or a baron, you have to like pledge to the king. And at that point, you support his banners. Like, that's historically accurate.
Oh, sure. So you could fly his colors.
Yeah, you fly the colors, yeah.
Yeah, so I could see that being part of it. Because I think there was another, like, nobleman-looking dude on their side that was trolling around that could have been the king's son as well. Who knows? Anyway, it comes with a great series of not just soldiers. It's got noble people, and it's got... peasants, quite a handful of peasants.
Yeah, there's the little guy, and then there's a lady with a lovely dress.
Yeah, the light blue dress.
No, it's like a tan.
Oh, on the we're still just exclusively in the
the Joust set. Yeah.
No, I was saying as a whole, the theme comes with all of that. But as just the Joust, it also, it comes with, like I think it's a weird kind of green colored dress. And it also comes with the red dress for the queen.
Oh, yeah. And that's a great one, too.
So, I mean, they were populating it with more female figures, which was nice to see more of that in Lego Castle. I think there's even a white and red dressed princess in one of them.
Yeah.
Like, at a tower or something like that.
I think it's in the dragon's tower. I can double check for you real quick. Yeah, red and white.
Yeah, so that's
that was the princess.
Yes. So there's the princess, the queen, another princess with a green dress. she's listed on some websites as Princess Verda, which Verda green. I don't know. That's kind of weak in my opinion. But the Green Princess. I mean, that's a cool name though. I like the Green Princess. That's kind of sick actually. And then the new black Barding, which was owned by the remake of the Black Falcon, which is only in the set, but it is not a Black Falcon's Barding necessarily due to the lack of the Falcon logo actually on it, right?
Yeah, there's no Falcon on it. Pretty
interesting. It's cool to see that because you can use that as the Black Knight or whatever,
Yeah, you can. You can take. You can use those shields too. Those shields are absolutely fantastic. I call them the Gen 2. The Gen 2 flags or shields.
That's a nice bag full of shields, man.
Yeah, it's a lovely. I've got quite a few of them. I call that one's the Gen 2, and then you got the Gen 3 that came out with the 3-in-1 and the blacksmith shop.
Yeah, I prefer Gen 2 to be honest.
Yeah, I like them.
I like all of them, but like if I had to pick, besides maybe classic, I don't know, but the any of the remakes out of the two, I like the remake for the Joust more than the blacksmith shop, but they're both nice. Yep, ABC Build says that those kits all together make a really nice scene. What are our favorite sets from the line? We'll probably get to that in a second. And then the nobleman has like golden grapes or something printed on his chest, so it doesn't look like he's got a lion, which kind of makes him a unique figure. You could kind of move him around if you wanted to. But
maybe the one with the lion on it was in the advent calendar.
It is. I'm remembering because he had kind of a cheesy grin and the long black hair.
Yeah.
And he had like a kind of a furry lion, like almost like a reverse print of the king's torso, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the red and the white seem to be like switched on them, I think. But yeah, so he's in there. So anyway, that was the first reason, and it wasn't the biggest Lego castle set. The market was. So I had that as a question mark because I couldn't remember for sure.
But that's probably the second.
I would assume so. It seems like it would be because the next set I wanted to talk about was Mill Village Raid, and I don't think that's as big as these two.
It's not.
No, but it's very cool and very unique.
Less than 700 pieces.
Okay, so it's quite a bit smaller.
But if you got one in a box,
about 400 something.
You can buy a new car if you sell it.
Well, I was down at a used Lego store. He had one in a box for about 4 something. So,
well, I mean, 200 of that is the goats.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say, like, take the goats out. You can sell the set for a couple hundred. Sell the goats for a couple thousand. You're good to go.
But yeah, I mean, what a fantastic set, the Mill Village Raid with the. Yes. I like the light blue minifig.
Yeah.
With the different, it's like a different top, and then she's got like the different strap-on like apron dress type thing.
Totally. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. So is the son? I think the son, the little guy peasant, isn't exclusive to that kit.
It is. I think that was the only print that ever released on.
Okay, and I know for sure the farmer's wife is exclusive to that print.
Yes.
Or that set, but I don't remember if the dad is. Did he come in another one, or is he the same peasant in the Joust or not?
No, the one in the Joust is actually the same peasant torso from the medieval village.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So It's 3 exclusive peasant torsos on the farm.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of exclusives on this. The gray horse.
Yeah, with the blinder. Yeah, well, and the only classic Lego gray horse ever made.
Yeah.
I think the Friends had some now, but like before that, it was. I mean, if we're talking about classic Lego horses for minifig scale, it's the only one.
Any of that crap that they make in Friends doesn't even really belong in the Lego stuff.
I knew we were gonna get you going if I mentioned Friends, but
look, let's be real. Let's be real here, okay? The people that have been building Lego since they were kids, all right, know that horse right there is a Lego horse.
Yeah.
This other stuff that came out a few years later that are like softer and rounder, and they've got little eyelashes on them. I don't want any of that stuff. It doesn't
Neither do
belong.
I agree.
I like the hollow black eyes on all of my
Same.
animals.
I don't even want the white dots they printed.
No, I don't even really want the white dots.
Get that out of here. No, I'm pretty much on the same page. I agree for the most part. I think besides some of the colors I don't like in Friends, I think some of the builds and some of the stuff, if you're a city person, which we've already talked about, the city.
I didn't say anything about the builds. I'm talking about the extra garbage, the animals and the little dolls.
No, I don't like the animals, and I absolutely despise the mini dolls. And that's an opinion that a lot of people don't agree with, and I don't care. I think that was one of the biggest mistakes Lego did.
Yeah.
Apparently it made them a ton of money, so for their financial side, I guess it was a good call. But man, if all the Friends Lego sets were done in the Lego minifig scale, I would think they were some of the coolest things ever. I mean, you would have got
one of the drawbacks to that was, all these little mini Disney sets. Obviously we know that I'm a Disney guy, right? Yeah. I love Disney stuff, always have. Yeah. And Crystal is a Disney fan as well. So like all of these little Disney sets that have come out, they were coming out with the mini doll, where I want the minifig, not the mini doll.
Same.
Right?
Yeah.
And one that they haven't made is one of my favorites, Snow White. Snow White is a doll only. Now, Anna and Elsa came out as mini dolls, but then they were released as CMF Disney minifigs, which I have all those. Yeah,
that was a solid thing, and I'm surprised a little bit that they did that, because they were so consistent keeping it all in mini doll scale. They went out of that and they made those minifigs. And I think that's really, really nice that they did that. Because I mean,
I want Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. And you see that like Lego Ideas Snow White and Seven Dwarfs like thing. Have you seen that one?
I have, and I'm entirely pissed that it hasn't passed.
It should pass, and it should be done in minifig scale if it does.
Yeah, it should.
If that passed and they changed it to mini doll scale, dude, people would rage. That would be so sad.
That would be.
I do appreciate that some of the accessories still work, and most of the accessories still work. And I do appreciate some of the hair pieces and stuff on the mini dolls work on Lego mini figureheads. If that wasn't the case, it would just make it so much worse.
It would. The hair pieces are kind of cool.
Yeah. Like
I don't like that they're like rubber though.
Yeah, but
they've all got a dot. They've all got a hole right in the top of them to put like bows or whatever.
Right.
And I don't want that hole there. I just want it to be solid like all the other hair pieces.
I agree with that. The only time I like the hole in the top of the hair is those little crowns you can put on them for the princesses and castle. That's the only reason I would ever use mini doll hair for anything, is princesses and castles, mermaids, things like that, because they have that really nice detail on them.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool, but yeah. Anyway, there you go. Mini dolls, whatever. We're not fans, but enough said on that aspect.
What about that King's Carriage?
Dude, I was gonna bring up the King's Carriage. We already kind of talked about the goats, but just goats.
I know, goats.
We gotta say goats.
We need more. We need more goats to come out.
Before we move on from the medieval market or the medieval village raid, you gotta mention the goats, which we have to pay homage.
Yeah, we need more goats, and we need Lego to make more variations of the cow. Because we're out here in Tennessee, right? Yeah. And when we see a farm filled with cows, a lot of them are really, really dark brown, or they're black cows.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So you get the brown ones. You get the brown ones in the medieval village.
Yeah.
Medieval market, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure you can get a black and white one in like one of the farm sets from City.
Yeah. Farm and Train had black and white ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't actually have any of the black and white ones. I don't think.
I don't think I do either. I've got like 3 or 4 of the normal ones, like the brown ones, and I think that's it. Like, yeah, I wanted some of the dairy cows, the like black and white ones, but never got them. The new farm set coming out next summer, whenever that is, there's a farm set that's chock full of animals, and they are coming out with another black and white cow. So we'll get some.
Wait, have you seen a picture of that?
Dude, I've seen descriptions from source leaks that are very accurate.
Oh, so, nice. Well, yeah. I'll probably have to stack up on that then when that comes out.
We'll make sure to
What
try
is
and
that?
snag.
Is that a summer release?
I'm not 100% sure when it was releasing, but it's a smaller like farm build. It's not really like super awesomely large, but it's chock full of like, I think it's got, I know it's got like chickens, I think more pigs. It's definitely got another cow or two. It's got either sheep or maybe a goat. I don't know. So they are pushing more into that with more farm animals coming out towards the middle of the year, I think.
Nice.
So yeah, keep our eyes open for that one. Try and pick up more.
They should just create an animal pack.
They totally should. Yeah, do an extras.
That's retarded that they don't. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, like if you're a production person and you're making a toy, right? Any company ever that's ever made any kind of plastic toy ever, right? If you bought the farm, you could get farm animal and accessories with it, like as a separate purchase.
Right. Well, like I know that's a big thing with the Playmobil company. They had every animal as an extra purchase pack.
Yeah.
All of them as one big one, or you could buy singles, just as many as you wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree.
That's the way it should be.
I always thought that was strange with marketing. Lego likes to put some things sort of behind paywalls and like hide animals in sets that are kind of expensive and you only get one. And yeah I agree.
It's very frustrating, but like all the variations of the bear, you know, we don't have a solid moose. We got the mini doll version, the Friends version,
right,
of
the Disney
Sven.
One. Yeah.
I want a Sven that looks like, you know, like the actual thing, like Thranduil's moose that he rides around on.
That would have been cool. Oh man. Well, let's not get started on the Hobbit. That's a whole nother discussion. But what? Why don't I get my moose? Or was it a? It was a moose, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a moose. He was riding a moose.
Why didn't we get moose?
There's no deers that big, dude.
Well, I didn't know if it was supposed to be like some supercharged reindeer. I mean, come on, you got the stupid Radagast bird poop hair running around with giant rabbits.
I know, but we didn't get the giant rabbits either.
Well, yeah, that's true.
They're Rastabel rabbits. To be exact.
They're not in the book, so I don't care. What about a good-looking elk? That'd be sick. An elk would be phenomenal.
Yeah. We need lots of animals.
That was ABC Build said the elk thing. That's an awesome idea. And then True North said we buy a lot of Friends sets for our kids. Hated them at first, but now we love them for all of the reasons you're saying. Great accessories, hairstyles. Yeah, I mean they are chock full and very very well developed and produced as kits. I won't say that. I won't argue that at all.
Yeah, I mean I would agree. I would agree, but
we just don't like the mini dolls. Sorry.
Yeah, the mini dolls got to go.
Oh, man. I don't think we had any big farm builds since 2011. Lego Dairy Cows for the win. Yeah. So, again, I think it's a series of like three or four like sub-theme of city Lego farm coming out this summer. Small farm set. It's not a big farm building. It's like 200 and something pieces. It's not big. But it does come with like, I think it was listed at like 5 or 6 at least farm animals. So... And then there's like a farmer's market truck that might come with an animal, and then like one other set that's listed in that series. So it's like a sub theme, and maybe we'll add to that if we get lucky. They'll add more to that. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So Dairy Cows for the win. So the farm. Moving on from that, yeah, we already talked about all the crazy exclusives that came with the Mill Village raid. The carriage you brought up, King's what is it? King's Carriage Ambush.
Yeah.
It's cool to see. What is that? I mean, besides, yeah, that's the first carriage we get since Royal Knights, I think. I mean, a carriage, like a real, not like a battle wagon, but like a carriage.
Yeah.
It's clearly
the King's Carriage. It's the best one I think that Lego has ever produced for a castle faction.
Whoa.
The second one is definitely the Royal Knights.
Yeah, no, I love the Royal Knights one. I like what you get on the Royal Knights one, maybe a little more, but I do love the tree that you get in this one. It gives it some landscape and stuff like that, kind of brings in the environment a little bit. And then the carriage build itself is really, really cool.
Yeah, the carriage build is great.
It's almost like super late Middle Ages or even early Renaissance feel a little bit.
Early Renaissance.
Like,
it's got an early Renaissance feel, like 17th century.
Like maybe he's going to like visit like Leonardo da Vinci or something.
I don't remember. That's the wrong period.
Dude, Leonardo da Vinci was Renaissance, bro.
That was like the 1900s, I'm pretty sure.
Nah, Da Vinci, Da Vinci? Bro. I believe gunpowder was out at that point, but it wasn't. It was still like mid-late Renaissance. I am so bad.
The Renaissance started at 1700s.
Yeah, when did it end though? Yeah, I don't remember when that was officially over.
Yeah, like the 1900s, I think.
So yeah, I don't remember. No, because you roll into like 1800s, 1900s, and then because I mean like I thought 17. Because when was the pirate era of piracy and all that? I thought that was like 17s, which is way past.
Yeah, it was.
So
it was.
So maybe I don't know. I think late Renaissance was 17. But
17.
I'm not great with the actual historical dates, but I do have like the timeline. Like
I know it's super frustrating. Crystal and I like to watch a lot of historical, castle and fantasy like era things, that happen. And we've always wanted the space to like create a wall that had all the major events for like medieval Europe that happened, like through Henry VIII, Richard the Lionheart, Braveheart, the whole all that, just everything in symmetric, in like order, so that we could look at what the timeline and be like, okay, this, just
right.
Because
I mean, and several of those movies have inaccuracies, but you could at least place the historical figures. Like this.
No, I know, but you can look that up and get the accurate information.
Right. We got somebody jumping in here saying 1300, which is that actually might be, because like Dark Ages was way back in the year 1000 or whatever, 1100. We're getting in Dark Ages times. So, and the Renaissance was dragging medieval Europe out of the Dark Ages. So 1400s. So maybe the end of the Renaissance was going closer to 1600s. I don't know. 15, 16. I don't know. I know that we get into piracy though more in the 1617 era. So we're a good ways out of the Renaissance by then. Danish Space Program, howdy! And Robbie Duck 12 joined as well. These are some regulars we love seeing jump in here and listen to us talking about historical dates we know nothing of.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, Kat, my wife's jumping in with Black Plague was in the late 1200s. Okay, and Renaissance happened after the Black Death. So there you go. Whatever. So Leonardo da Vinci might have been chilling with this king in Lego Castle, is what I'm saying.
Maybe he was.
Anyway,
the carriage doesn't look like it was, it looks pretty fancy.
It's pretty fancy.
It looks like something like the French would have used.
Yeah.
Like Louis the 13th or the 14th.
Exactly. Yeah, almost kind of more in like, you see this in like one of those, again, like almost Pirates of the Caribbean type of looking carriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but maybe some things didn't change that far from back in the day to where they would have been then. But yeah, great carriage, great build. Also exclusive prints on those horses as well.
Yep.
Really nice ones.
Yeah, and it's simple. And the one thing I wanted to mention too is this theme was the last theme that featured the classic horse.
Oh, really? They jumped out?
Yeah, they have the original horse Bardings and all the original horses. The ones that came after, that was released in 2014, was with the Lord of the Rings, which had the horse that stood up on the back legs and had a different Barding to adjust for that.
Right.
But yeah, this faction had the classic horse Barding.
That's
cool. Horses.
The final.
Yeah, so it was the final one, and we got 2 custom prints on the horse.
See, besides the gray one, besides Kingdoms, I don't see a lot of horse printing directly on the horse, except for in the Wild West, like second wave with the Native American horses.
Yeah, I think that there was some custom prints on a horse in the Disney. It was a Disney set.
You're right.
It was Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia had custom printing on horses.
Yeah, custom printing on the horses. Yeah.
Nice. Good call. That was nice. Yeah, I wouldn't have remembered that because I have a couple of those sets because the horses are actually pretty nice.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, they don't look like they would fit in the medieval because they had like some. It was like some
Persian.
Yeah, it was kind of Persian.
Yeah, they had the tassels and stuff. Like you can kind of squeak it in on a fantasy scale.
Like
with
that would be the perfect horse for like the three kings that went to Jerusalem.
Yeah, yeah. Like if they had a horse instead of a camel.
Yeah.
Which
but they were actually on camels, weren't they? So that was completely
okay. So
left field.
We can get into that if we want, but I would say the European Catholic depiction of the wise men is that they have camels because they were in Arabia or wherever or Jerusalem, well, the Middle East. And so that was just the norm, thinking they were riding camels. I don't know, because they also say Mary was on a donkey. So I don't know. Nobody really knows what they were riding.
Why do we have a Lego donkey?
Well, and that's the thing, because if Wild West could have given us one thing, besides everything else they did, why didn't they give us some damn donkeys at the gold mine?
I don't know. I
would have loved some donkeys, man. That would have been great.
In the chat, Nicholas Jordan 9083 asks if you like the new or the old horses. What do you think?
So if I had to replace my classic horse with something, I'm pretty content with what they did it with. It's got some cool features on it, and it seems to work really well. I probably in my heart still lean a little bit towards the classic mold, but yeah. I have no complaints with the.
Let me go ahead and give my 2 cents on this. If I make a castle build, if I put a knight together for a photo, I'm picking one of the old horses.
Sure. It's got that look, man.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I mean, I had this horse thing. See, a lot of these people don't realize that when I was 6, 7 years old, I had white and black horses until like one brown one came out in one set. Then I had one brown one for like a decade.
That'd be a good question to find out when that brown horse came out.
I can't remember right off. Was
it Wild West?
When I was a kid and building Castle Lego, the one thing that I was always lacking was more. I wanted more horses.
Same here.
And that horse is like a pinnacle.
Yeah.
It's part like for me.
It's like in a way, it's like the original mold for the dragon.
Yeah, it's like the original mold for the dragon. Like I will always love that dragon.
Yeah. Regardless of how cool Smaug looked, regardless of how cool some of the black and green.
Smaug's cool. I got 2 of them.
They're great.
I still would rather have the green dragon.
Yeah, same here. I'm with that. Oh, she looked it up. My wife looked it up. 1465 was Da Vinci. Black Plague was 1345. Perfect. And the Black Plague kind of marks what the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, was kind of all about.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. I guess it was towards the end of the Dark Ages. Whatever. More horses and more saddles. Yeah, we are severely lacking in the saddle department right now, Lego. If you're watching this, do something about it. And those dang saddles from Lego are like $250 each, which is almost half the price of the horse. So, not okay.
That's ridiculous.
I'm not spending no $2, $4.
I went to a Bricks and Minifigs store, and I think I was getting saddles for like 50 cents a piece. And the guy had like 46 of them or something, like all red, yellow, brown. I got some gray ones, some blue ones.
For what, 50 cents you said? Or
50 cents a piece.
Yeah, well, like I got a little shop down the road who he sorts through Lego, just sells little one-offs and bags of bulk brick and stuff. And yeah, I think they're about 50 cents at the most. Some of them might be $1 if they're like the one clip, like special old school ones.
Yeah, like I don't care if they're new or not, but I do like to have a variety of the various colors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where are those?
Well, so Nicholas, is that what the Jordan 9083 said Dark Fortress might have been the first brown. I mean, that Dark Fortress, and I know like Royal Knights had brown horses. So
yeah, the Royal Knights Castle had a brown horse.
So it might have been Royal Knights because I don't remember which one came first, if it was Wild West or Royal Knights, and they were in the same catalogs together. So it was that year, whichever one came out with the Wild West and the Royal Knights. They showed up together with brown horses because there's plenty of brown horses in the Wild West theme. So here we go.
I mean, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can see in there.
We got the Monarch flexing his saddlebags.
Literally, yeah. There's all the Bardings are in there. There's all different colors of saddles.
Yeah.
I've even got the white one. I've even got the white ones in there.
Yeah, the Dragon Masters ones or the white saddles.
No, the actual white saddles.
Oh,
the
nice.
ones that came on the jousting nights from like 1984. It was a falcon and a lion.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I just remember, yeah, Lego Fan UI, you're totally right. Dragon Masters had brown horses.
They do.
And they came out before.
Yeah, that was 92.
Yeah.
No. That wasn't 92. It was 93.
Well, it was before Royal Knights and Dark Horse for sure.
Yeah, see, I got one of those guys right there. That's the horse from the King's Carriage ambush.
That's awesome. I'm glad you were able to pull that up because I wanted people to see that. Brick Monarch for the win. What are you talking about? He was wrong. He said something about 1700s. Get out of here. That's my wife. Thanks, babe, for looking that up. I really appreciate it. I think the brown. Okay. And then Lego Fan UI said he was spoiled with that. Dang it. Yeah, the 6055 with the 5 horses. Is that prison carriage one? For his first set. Dude, you don't understand our pain, my dude.
What? That was what, Prisoner's Convoy?
Wasn't that the one with 5 horses?
Yeah, there was four on the carriage and one like knight riding next to it.
And then Lego's like, you know what? This isn't gonna work.
We're gonna put 1 horse in every set from now on.
1 horse. Doesn't matter how big the carriage is. Oh my goodness. So much fun. Paradisa, brown horses. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a brown horse. Yeah, it was a brown horse in the camouflage outpost. But I lost it because I was like 6 when I had the set.
Oh.
So like okay, I had no brown horses after that for a while.
That was a fantastic tangent, and we were totally wrong on all of those. That's so good. All right, so brown horses. And the Paradisa sets came with Colts, the first Lego Colts, those little ones that I really, really like. They look like they're a little carved out of a piece of wood because they're so chunky, but I still love them.
It's not the same mold as the new one, right?
Oh, no, it's more square. It's kind of like, you know how the classic horse is more square a little bit on the edges?
Yeah.
Or sharp on the edges, I should say. It's sharp on the edges like the old classic horse.
Dude, I'll have to look that up. I'll have to get me some of those.
There was only
I really like these.
The little Colts. I like them a lot. I like how they're not Friends. Because Friends had a bunch of Colts, but I didn't like them.
But this isn't Friends.
And I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I love that one because it's like in system, like Lego, like
it's like classic Lego, yeah.
There were brown horses in the camouflage. Okay, you already read that one. Good find, good catch on that one. Nicholas Jordan, and then ABC Builds talking about your bag of Bardings. That's your nice retirement fund. Not even lying though, for real. Oh my god.
They're all in very, very, very good condition too.
Yeah, you might want to put them in separate Ziplocs to keep them.
Well, they sit in a tub.
Like, I guess if you're not really
like a few other things, so there's no pressure on them.
You're not digging through them much.
No. Cool. I get out what I need when I need it, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, man. So that was a cool tangent about horses. Well, that's what's cool about this, because like we talk about Lego stuff, and it's cool that the talking of the Lego prints on the horses and things like that spawned that kind of discussion. That's really interesting stuff. Let's see. So the King's Carriage, moving on. I want to cover a couple more of the sets. Obviously, the King's Castle, because it was the castle.
Yeah, the King's Castle is a cool set.
Castle's great, dude. And if you compare it next to the original King's Castle from the Crusader line,
Mm-hmm.
bro, it's got the portcullis and the drawbridge just like it. It's got the squared off front gate with the double story and the crossed weapons hanging on top.
Yep.
It's got the two back towers. The only difference is one has that red roof on it on the new one.
I know, and the funny thing about that is I love that red roof.
Yeah.
You know, obviously it matches the Kingdom's Joust.
Yeah.
But like overall, like that red roof style, I mean, that came out in like the 80s.
For Lego Castle.
Yeah, for Lego Castle stuff.
Oh, it's very
you know, so there's a lot of really, really classic features on this castle.
Yeah. Well, the whole theme.
Yeah, the whole theme, it has a really classic feel to it.
Yeah. I think the Dragon Knight's architecture, I guess if you want to call it that, design or technique it drops off a little bit away from classic feel, but like pretty much all the Lion Knights have that really classic old school castle vibe with the red roofs, and then it's like a combination of some of the classic elements. You got the square gray Crusader type keep, and then they added some of those like you said 80s, like mid to late 80s pointed red roofs on there that the Dragon Masters actually had a ton of.
Yeah.
I
mean, the original armor shop had a couple of those on there. The red.
Oh, the little roof. Yeah, the little like awning roofs and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's really cool to see a return to the classic feel in Lego Kingdoms. I think they did a great job capturing that. That is the only set to come with the King's Barding with that gold chainmail linked along the bottom, I think.
Yeah.
I keep touching the camera. I should be over here doing that.
Yeah, the other printed barding comes with the prison tower.
Yeah, and then one on the Knight's Joust, right?
Yeah, the Kingdom's Joust. Yeah.
Yeah, Kingdom's Joust. Yeah, and that's the same as the one on the tower, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah. So that would give you your 4.
If I could look at my Instagram page right now, I could tell you, but I can't. So because I'm on Instagram right now.
That's okay. I'm pretty sure I checked earlier today, and I think that they're the same.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
Yeah. So that gives you 4 distinct new prints for Bardings in the Kingdom series. You got the Black Knight or the Black Falcon Barding. You got the King's Barding from the castle, and you got 2 of the Knight's Bardings for Lion, and then 1 of the Dragon Bardings, which that Dragon Barding is really cool.
It is cool because it's dark green. Dark green.
It's got that kind of tattered chainmail, like it's been through some battles.
Yeah.
Like, it looks nice. I really like it.
And that knight that I assume is riding that horse has the classic helmet with the raise up face on it.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, which was
really
cool.
So cool. So that is a total callback to the original castle, and that's on the dragon side. So each faction had their own little Easter eggs or callbacks, if you will. That's so cool.
That was the escape from Dragon's prison.
Yeah. That's a pretty solid. That's 4 big.
Yeah. Something else I wanted to point out here is like back in the classic castle days, we had the Falcons, the Black Knights, and the Crusader Lion, whatever.
Yeah.
And they all had their own castle.
Yeah.
The Black Knights weren't necessarily considered bad guys.
No, not necessarily.
Dragon, right?
Right?
And I don't necessarily think that these dragons are bad guys necessarily, but the way that Lego has depicted this kingdoms is that they're the bad guys and then there's the good guys. It wasn't a neutral playing field of like, what's your favorite faction? Buy the sets for that faction. It's like, this is a good guy and this is the bad guy.
Interesting.
Here's the king, here's the dragon guys. They're bad. And they don't have a castle. They have a tower and like this little thing.
They got a prison wall and a tower. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they have more.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah, I feel they do have more of a castle than some of the other guys, though. Or no, never mind. That was Knight's Kingdom. Forget about that. Yeah. So yeah, I get what you're saying. That's interesting because I think the lack of a third faction is where we're missing that too. Because in the old school castle, it was those 3: Black Falcons, Black Knights, and Crusaders. And so you could almost say like, okay, so which one's the good guys? Are the Black Falcons the good guys, or are the Crusaders? They were all kind of fighting each other.
Yeah, and then we got the then they gave us the Wolf Pack. So then we were like, the Wolf Pack is the bad guys.
Yeah, like in the ad, they say, "Beware of the wolf people." Seriously, that's like straight out of the ad. They call them the wolf people. Lego fan UI says the Black Monarch's castle was advertised as an evil faction in some of the ads. I mean, yeah, eventually you kind of got some vibes because you got the Dungeon Master's castle, which is pretty hardcore. And you're like, okay, these guys seem like they're a little maybe darker than the Crusaders. Funny thing is, historically, Crusader faction was harsh. Like, those were bad guys. Like, a lot of the Crusaders were bad dudes, but they're the good guys.
But they have the lion. They have the lion on their chest and shield.
Well, and I think you can kind of link some of the original factions to historical factions, and the Lion has always represented England. And so, England has always, in some regard, been kind of like the good guys in a lot of stories from that time. So, I don't know. They did a really good job, I think, creating a fully developed world with multiple factions that could be good or bad depending on.
But in the fantasy era, Arthur Pendragon was also, the sword and the stone deal.
Right.
He flexed the dragon.
That's true. I wonder. Yeah. Well, because I think it hails more from the era of King Richard having the dragon.
And then in classic crests and whatnot, the dragon wasn't necessarily bad, but it was an emblem that was on shields.
Right.
More so than the falcon ever was.
Right. Well, and
dragon and the lion have always been kind of,
the dragon and the lion. It's classic.
Yeah, it's just classic. It's classic castle, and it's accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. Danish Space Program says Wales, possibly. I believe.
Maybe.
The Dragon and the Raven is a book written by an author, and I believe it was depicting early conflict between Wales and I don't remember who else. I don't know if it was England or not. I think it was about Alfred. So yeah, I think it was early England.
Early.
Yeah. Yeah, like before the Middle Age, like the forming of feudalism in the Middle Ages, coming out of like whatever was before that, the Vikings and that whole era.
Well, that was like just after the Anglo-Saxons arrived in England from Rome.
Right. Yeah. So I think the dragon was used on one of those factions. I can't remember which one, but I think you're right. Lions are associated with Danes as well.
Yeah, which was also accurate. And then the Scots also show the red dragon against the gold banner.
Well, because you got the Scots fighting the Civil War against England, which was very much the red or the lion of England, right? Yeah. So the Scots wouldn't probably have been raising any banners with a lion on it at that point. Interesting stuff. That's good. That's good stuff. I'm pretty sure I've seen that somewhere. I'm not sure what he was referring to. James 5 Westman says, I was always sad about the Dragon Knights not having a castle. I actually ended up making my own for them using the Prisoner Tower for the Kingdoms faction. I like that. You kind of felt like they wanted you to do that, but they weren't going to go to the trouble to build the whole castle. They're like, here's a gate and some towers, and here's a bigger tower, and you can use these parts to build the castle.
Yeah, well, I mean, the one thing is that they continued to focus on, the peasants, right?
Yeah.
You got the little mini blacksmith, and then you got the Mill Village Raid. It was two sets in this run.
For what? For non-faction?
Yeah, non-faction was, the two.
You could almost say 3 if you want to sneak the joust in there, because there's non-faction people in the joust.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it's taking place at clearly a Kingdom's market area,
it's the same stone and the red roof.
Yeah,
castle.
Yeah. But there are those little buildings on the side, so it's in their kingdom, but it's not. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a Lions build, but it does support. I guess the big tent is also in their colors, so maybe it is. You're right, though. At the very least, you get 2 denominational, I guess, faction, a non-faction.
Yeah. But
yeah.
you know, I mean, it would have been nice to have a big conglomerate of a castle for the dragons. I agree.
Yeah, maybe build it up on some burps, like with a dungeon in the bottom of it, where that wizard could stow his little baby dragon.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, with the colors, with the colors that they picked in the prison tower, with the black and the dark green.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine something like that was like either a mix between the Black Monarch's castle and like Dungeon Masters that was like for these dragons?
Yeah, or Dungeon Masters and Dark Forest with built
or
up
Dungeon Masters and the Royal Knight's castle.
Right.
You know, the black, and instead of a light bluish gray with the black, it would be black with dark bluish gray.
They could have gone out with a bang and done one final castle on a raised base plate that was unique to these guys.
That would have been super dope.
That would have been so. Yeah, get rid of the unicorn horns and give them a raised base plate for the dragons. You have probably a perfect castle theme. Oh my goodness, Normandy. We're still on the Lions and the factions. Lions associated with the Danes. We already read that, and then Normandy also had lions possibly. So that's good information if you guys needed that. Yeah, no, that's really interesting. I kind of wish I knew. I mean, I wish I knew a little bit more about some of the historical stuff during the Castle Age. I am very heavily influenced by some of the movies and some of the books and things that aren't necessarily accurate. They're more for entertainment.
I know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to me that I can't give you the exact date and time of everything.
Yeah. And then, of course, Lego and Disney have thrown in their representations of some of those things and kind of screwed with it a little more. It's like, well, the lions weren't. Well, not necessarily. Historically, yeah. Well, and I mean, heraldry was immensely complex. So, like, you had people inside of, like, a country, say England, that had lions and birds and fish and fists and, like, all kinds of things mixed on because they had different family trees mixed into their heraldry. So you'd have a joust with, like, 50 different emblems on shields, but they all were technically English knights.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't really, like, just pin one lion or something on the whole country and say, that was England. But I think Hollywood's kind of given us more of a boiled down view of those types of things, where it's like, oh, we saw English knights in a Hollywood movie carrying a lion, and so that's like, okay. Or in Robin Hood the book, for instance, or even in Disney's Robin Hood, they had like lion as the lion as
in Disney they were lions.
Right, exactly. So, you know, we're probably pretty heavily influenced by that type of stuff too. So, but that's good stuff. I did want to point out the green wizard and he came with his own little box, like you said. He wasn't a poly bag. Yeah. Cool little workstation, like you said earlier in the earlier in the live stream. And I love that they used a remold or an old mold for that little baby dragon from Harry Potter. Because you only got the little Norbert dragon, the little light green guy, in like that one set from the very first Hagrid's Hut.
The very first Hagrid's Hut, yeah.
And now I have like
now you got a plethora of them across the board. There's like black ones, dark green.
Yeah.
I want to say there's one other color.
I think there might be a pearl gold. I don't know.
Something weird.
It's a weird color, yeah. So it's really great to see that piece, because I really actually like the mold quite a bit, and I think it was pretty complex for a Harry Potter mold in the early 2000s.
Yeah, because
it's got little horns molded on.
that first run of Harry Potter, man. You do those side by side with the new one, and you're like, oh my god, I can't even believe I bought that crap.
I love them.
You would.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that they are modular in a sense. Like, you could take all of them. Yeah, they're very square and like chunky, but if you took all of them and stacked them like they were supposed to be done, they look pretty.
Yeah, and all the minifigs have faces on them that look like they all have a disease.
Yeah, but they're yellow, so I like them better than the new ones. I hate flesh-colored minifigs. That was the other thing I hate Lego did. Absolutely think it's the worst thing they ever did.
Flesh color?
Flesh color. I hate it. I get like why they did it for licensed products. You notice only flesh color comes on licensed products now. That's
Yeah.
why. Yeah, they don't have flesh colored for anything else.
Yeah, it is frustrating because a lot of the newer sets, like especially like the Lord of the Rings, you got all kinds of great variations of armor and like torsos and whatnot.
Yep.
And then you got to pull their hands out, change their heads, and you start changing hands and heads, and that's when they get loose.
It hurts, man. It hurts me.
So I can't take the heads off my Lord of the Rings guys and use those bodies for my yellow guys.
Well, and all the elf ears are molded like with the flesh colored ears on them, so they're useless except for if you're doing flesh colored Lego builds.
Or you could just pay the inflated price for the yellow ears.
But it's only one. See, but the hair on the elves in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, they had at least 2 to 3 different variants. They only have one with the other.
There was several colors, and then with the yellow ears, there's only one color.
It's sad. It's sad. I would have loved all of it to stay consistent. It's the same idea for me. It's the same idea with the Lego Friends, which I guess they're flesh color, but that doesn't really count. But yeah, you can't mix those with your other Lego guys and make it look consistent. And you miss that consistency with flesh-colored Lego figures versus yellow. So, and then
Retro Brick says he doesn't like the white in the eyes.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Neither do I.
Yeah, I don't like the white. I like the little black hollow dots.
Yeah,
little hollow dots. They all have hollow souls. You know what I'm saying?
Like, they're plastic.
Even the animals had hollow souls, and I like the way I like them.
Yeah. Honestly, the ghost had more life and character than the minifigs.
I know.
With his little smiley. Ooh, and the eyes are shaped different. I love it. Yeah, well, me and Jordan actually we talk about it from now and then. Yellow versus we call the flesh-colored minifigs the fleshies. It's a nasty word. I don't like saying it, but like it fits them well.
I agree.
Whenever I see that, I'm like, get these fleshies out of here.
Before we go, I want to just point out this court jester, the little court jester set.
Yeah.
I love this thing.
It's so good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I have like 6 of this.
I definitely snagged a couple. I don't.
Yeah.
I think I snagged more of the wizard because I wanted that dragon piece more than the jester. But yeah, I love the jester too. Both of them, and they put them on little sets that you could get a hold of very easily.
Yeah, a custom minifig, fully like no faction, but dressed for the lion. Now this one has the little lion head belt buckle on him.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So he belongs to the king. He's the king fool. And
the first jester I think that showed up was from the fantasy era on that bridge, and he was blue and red.
Blue and red.
Which was cool. I think that may have been a big motivation for me to buy that set, because I bought that set in a Lego store. And I was like, dude, I need this gold knight because he looks sick, and I want that jester. And I think it came with a unique like princess or queen figure too.
Yeah.
That set was like, hey, if you want all the extra figs we didn't put in any of the other official sets, here they are.
All in this one.
Yeah, so I was like, I gotta get a hold of that.
Well, I think it's cool because you got the 2 different colors. You got the blue and the red, and then the white and the red. So you mix those 2 and throw those 2 jesters in, and you got yourself a jester party.
That's true. And then there was the purple and orange one.
Purple and orange, or purple and yellow, or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a more yellow. It's like a bright yellow or something. Not bright yellow, but it's like a. Yeah, I can't remember. It's a yellow and or purple. So you get that guy. You get the new bard with the lute, and you get all 3 of those guys. You get a whole little like troubadour bard show. What do you call that? A troupe. You got a troupe. And you could have displayed your whole little like Lego.
No, they're great. They're great additions to courtyards and baileys and hanging out. Or taverns or whatever.
Put them in put those guys in the Great Hall or whatever. Yeah, hanging out in the
dancing for the king.
Yep. Yeah, great. It's really, this was a theme. It felt like to me that created a castle world again that felt like it was out of an old movie or something.
Yeah. Like,
we have all the scenes you'd expect to see with all the like characters, the blacksmith, the jester, the peasants, the farmer, all of those different things. And and it's just, it was a theme that felt like it was an expansion theme. Like you could really, really grow and build your Lego world outside of the militarized castles and factions and like all of the knights, which it came with handfuls of both. But it also came with that supporting world, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool stuff, man. Kingdoms is up there, man. With anything that happened after Fright Nights for me, Kingdoms is like probably best castle series, honestly. Like if Kingdoms had gone in and introduced like more Falcons or like another wave of some other faction and done like 2 or 3 more years, that probably would have been one of the most loved castle series ever.
Yeah, it could have been.
As it is, it's kind of. Do you feel that it's not really like recognized that much or known about by many people?
I think it's less. I think it has less recognition than what it should have.
Yeah.
I also think that they should have put a Falcon faction in this, because we got a Gen 2 Falcon shield, and there was a guy at the joust, but where's his house?
Yeah. Yeah. They could have introduced, another. They could have maybe even like done some reimaginings of like a tavern, but instead of the Guarded Inn for Crusaders, it could have been a Falcons Tavern or something like that. Maybe even a bridge for the Falcons, like they like those little tower bridge type things. They would do. Could have had some really cool Falcon stuff in here. Not that I'm like a huge Falcon fan, but like it would have been cool to see another faction.
James Westman is asking if we can talk about pirates next week, Jason.
Pirates. Oh, we only covered the first year of Pirates, like a few. It's been like what now, a month and something. But
yeah,
we could do. I mean, what do you want to do?
We could do that.
There's a lot in Pirates, and we really barely dug into it last time.
I know, but I'm pretty sure that if the next run of Pirates is the one with the Skull's Eye schooner.
I think you're right, which is my favorite pirate ship.
Yeah, and then they had the Renegade Runner, which was the smaller one.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Now that we're talking about pirates, people crap on the Renegade Runner because it's late. It goes into the 90s a little more, and it's like getting a little more simple. And like I get all of that. If you've ever held the Renegade Runner with that skull hull, with that like high piracy era, almost like Pirates of the Caribbean energy, and you pop that thing off, and the whole thing and the sail blasts off like it got hit by a cannonball. That thing is incredible. It's such a cool ship.
Yeah. Didn't it have like green on the hull?
I think it had red and dark gray on the hull, and then there was a ship, a small one that went with them that had a full. I think it was a green hull inside.
I'm looking this up right now. I can't do
it. I'm pretty sure because this one has white and blue.
I know, but I could have swore that it had the green. Yeah, that one was all right, but
it's small. I'm glad we have it. It's a nice ship. It's small though.
What was it?
Kind of the same era as the Renegade Runner, though, right?
No, the Renegade Runner had it was brown and dark gray. There was no red. Really? I was talking about on the actual hull piece.
Oh.
You know how they did a couple of different colors on the hull piece? Like it was always the brown, right? But then there was a secondary color.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the Skull's Eye schooner. Yeah. That Skull's Eye schooner is the one with the red.
Okay.
The red in the hull.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's my favorite ship. I forgot what it had. Okay. Yeah. Then it has green cannon ports, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, man. Skull's Eye schooner is so good.
It is good. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll dig into that next week.
I think it's bigger than the Black Seas Barracuda, too.
I think it is, too. Slightly.
Just a little bit. I think it has like an extra
feel.
Like, a little extra mast or something on there in the back or something like that. Yeah, we can talk about pirates. I mean, we can even do
12 pieces on that. 912 on that. Hang on. 909 on the Black Seas Barracuda, 912 on the Skull's Eye schooner.
Wow. Skull's Eye schooner is I was talking about like its physical
Yeah,
size.
physical size, I think it is taller and like a little longer.
I was going to ask, did they make it longer? If they didn't make it longer with another chunk, they made it longer by building out the back.
I think it was longer by building out the back. It didn't have the extra plate in the middle. Because the Black Seas Barracuda had the 3, and then it had the rear piece and the front piece. I don't think they put an extra one in there.
Okay.
I could do a count.
James Westman, you're right. I was talking about the Redbeard Runner.
Yeah, the Redbeard Runner. That was a different one.
Is that not a red hull with the dark gray? You were right. I was totally talking about a different one. Renegade Runner's quite small, isn't it?
It is.
It's like a little.
It is small.
It's got the black and white striped sail. It kind of goes with the Skull's Eye schooner.
But that was what did it have the green? Was it the green on there?
On the Renegade Runner? No, dude. There's this really wacky set that came out like at the end of Pirate, and it has like a green hull, and it's got like red. It's like a red and white striped sail.
Yeah,
it's weird. I don't remember what it's called. And it comes with the pirate girl and like the beat up like Redbeard with his like tattered like.
We'll have to dig into that, Jason.
Yeah.
We're digging too deep in a pirate conversation when it should be a castle conversation.
All right,
but we will dig into it
later. Yeah, let's do that next week.
Okay.
Probably maybe not all of the rest of Pirates, but we could probably get up to maybe where
we'll do a couple. We'll pick a couple good years there that will include the Skull's Eye schooner. Retro bricks. Yes, we will talk about some old classic space. We are going to get into that.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we have so many things to talk about. Thoughts on the architecture, Drew Boo. I would like to eventually talk about the architecture sets because there's a lot of really, really good ones.
Yeah, those ones. Yeah. I'm fine.
I have a lot of those.
I've messed with some of them. I'm not sure that I own that many or any of them, but I appreciate what they did with them, and I'll talk about them for sure.
JMS Bricks is asking if I've got any decals here. He wants to see a size comparison.
Okay.
Let me grab one real quick.
I'm also going to say James Westman, James 5 Westman came in with not only the correct name for the Redbeard Runner, but that wacky ship I was trying to describe a little bit ago is Crossbone Clipper. And that was that weird one that had like 3 crew members and a tattered sail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JMS Bricks. These are the decals. This is the 4-inch. This is a 6-inch.
Nice.
The 4-inch, I've got the 4-inch Ice Planet on my Yeti Cup. But obviously the 4-inch flag is much bigger because I take the longest dimension, and that's what the 4-inch is. So like the 6 is 6 inches from here to here.
Got it.
But yes, when you think about a 4-inch and a 6-inch decal, you wouldn't think there'd be that much difference, but this is like a dramatic difference in size.
That's true.
Serious. The 6 inches won't fit on any mug or cup or anything like that. But the 4-inch ones do. They fit really well.
Yeah,
and they last. I've had this on my cup for almost a month, and Crystal washes like she was born to do it.
Dude.
So
really?
They will last on anything.
So, did she hand wash it or throw it in the dishwasher?
Well, she's hand washed. She hand washes everything.
Okay.
The dishwasher doesn't do good enough for her.
That's fair. Well, you know what? I can get behind that.
I can too.
Screw the dishwasher. I mean, I use it, but I would prefer like clean dishes, man. It's a good thing to have. And
right. So next week we'll talk about some pirates.
Yeah, let's do it. And then we'll talk about we had Aquazone on the docket, but Classic Space too. We're gonna get into all of that stuff. It's just a matter of time. So
we haven't even talked about Ice Planet yet.
Right. which I think that I kind of want that to be, unless we do like we did with Castle, where we start with Classic Space and do all of it. I'd like to maybe start with Ice Planet because I love Ice Planet.
I do too. But then again, you know, Blacktron and Mtron, they're all really good.
That's true. Ice Planet was my first kit I owned, like, as a kid.
Oh, really?
Like, my first one. Like, I went back and got a ton of other stuff. But, yeah, as, like, my own. Because we had some of my mom's, actually, old, like, house, like, roof tiles and stuff from way back in the day that we would mess around with. But first minifig and all that, Ice Planet, dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was a little after you when you came in, because you got all the Black Siege Barracuda and all that. But
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
All right, man. Well, that was fun. Kingdoms is great. If you can get a hold of Kingdoms, I would encourage you to do so. It's a great,
they're
set.
kind of expensive now, but they're not as expensive as some of the others.
Right. They're not going to be.
They are still retired Castle.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's not going to maybe run you as much as one of the old ones, but it's still hard to get a hold of. And that
I've seen the Royal Knights Castle box for $1,000. Sale for $1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's insane.
Yeah. Quick tip for anyone who wants to get a hold of the Castle in the Forest and doesn't want to pay $700 for it on eBay. Brickowl.com has a parts list for you. They are all very common standard parts except for the sticker sheet, which who wants stickers anyway? And then, they were running prices at anywhere from $2 something to $4 if you want a new or used. So a good $200 under what scalpers, I suppose you'd call them, or people selling them on eBay are going for. So,
well, and two, like, if you really wanted to cut down and make it easy on Bricklink, you could go and just buy new parts from some of the largest stores that carry over 100,000 bricks in their store count. Right. And you're going to get most of those parts in one purchase.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I looked at the parts list today, and I was like, dude, most of these are extremely easy to get a hold of. Most people will have, if they have a substantial collection or even a not that big collection, but modern collection, most of the bricks you're going to get a hold of already. So if you pull from your own collection and sub in whatever you need from Bricklink, you could probably get the Castle in the Forest if you're interested, and there's a free PDF I believe floating around you can download too. So.
high res PDF download of the Castle in the Forest. I have it.
There you go. Brick Owl's got your parts list, and then the high res PDF, probably just Google it, you'll find it. It's all over the place. People got it all over. Lego might even have it. I don't know if Lego has it, but they might.
But anyway, good talk about Kingdoms.
For sure.
I'm excited to talk about some pirates next week.
Me too. Yeah, I'm excited. I want to dig back into the pirates world because that's like my second favorite theme almost. So yeah, I'm down to get back into it. All right, man. Well, have a good night.
Yeah, you as well. Everybody, thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for the talk.
Always good to talk about Lego. Me and Jason, we can talk about Lego for 8 hours if nobody else bothers us.
We go throughout the week off and on talking about Lego, and then we're like, let's talk about it for an hour straight tonight. Because we don't have nothing else to do now. We're all busy people. But thanks for spending your time with us. We really appreciate that as well. So yeah, really good times.
Everybody have a good night.
All right.
I'll talk to you later, Jason.
Sounds good, man. Take it easy.
See ya.
Bye.